Jesus freak here. Now, this may just be a matter of, my biases may be a reflection of growing up in a church that is a little bit schizophrenic. And it's probably going to be the death of it. When you have one half of a church that's squishy and one half of a church that's fundy, and don't really have anything in between, you're going to run into issues. Anyway, I mentioned in a comment that part of the reason I hadn't tried to go for ordination, even though I don't intend to pastor a church in the traditional sense, was a concern that I'd be pushed into a squishy seminary. Now, I know that there are a number of seminaries out there where their focus is such that it's no surprise you got people coming out of them that instead of turning into pastors, they turn into atheists. And of course, there's a lot of wasted, you know, if your goal is to be a pastor, why would you want all this worldly knowledge that's actually going to be detrimental to you? This is, I think, the kind of stuff that Paul was warning Timothy of. When he says, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. This, of course, science should be knowledge, which it's what the word science, scientia in Latin means, is knowledge, which some professing have erred concerning the faith, that their knowledge has led them astray. And that's my concern. And apparently it's not just in the liberal schools. As I've heard complaints of this stuff being taught even in schools as conservative as Liberty University. But you might say, why do you feel that the process is necessary? The process is necessary because how does anyone tell that someone is influenced by the Holy Spirit versus another spirit? without people to vouch for him. And that's the purpose that ordination, in my opinion, serves. It's an acknowledgement by the church that they recognized your calling. And there's no way I'm going to get that. But the nature of the church, the nature of the beast is you're going to wind up with people who aren't recognizing people for the right reason. And if you're, autodidact, you're not going to have that piece of paper to prove anything. And you're going to get stuck because you have no proof of what you learned. Unless you have that piece of paper, no one's going to acknowledge it. And because there's more focus on the paper than on what it represents, in my faith tradition, you have a serious problem with a lot of pastors who know a lot of stuff, but they don't know what really matters. And some of them have actually, learned things that have led them astray. I think maybe a course of a couple years, I guess, would probably be more than enough. To really train a person how to be a pastor. Without all these fake faith-breaking add-ons. And that's my concern. Is the faith-breaking add-ons. As well as, the wasted time. I ain't getting any younger. The Epistle to Titus especially as well as 1 Timothy should be all the education that really matters, in my opinion. Because after all, this is the first line and the final arbiter. But so be it. Jesus, freak out.